Hey everybody, this is Casey. I am taking a look at GU. I haven't done that one in a long while, so today I'm going to walk you through my thoughts on where I anticipate this pair to go. Let's take a look. Okay, so I am looking at GBPUSD. I don't think I've marked this one up in a while. I see there's nothing on my chart, so I'm just going to start from the beginning. For those of you who are new, I feel like I say this every video. What I'm looking for and what I'm going to do is go through each time frame. And I'm thinking of doing a video soon on why we do multi-time frame analysis for those who, again, are new and may not understand the reason behind. But for a quick explanation, the reason we look at every time frame is because the higher time frames control the lower time frame. So if you're a scalper, completing a multi-time frame analysis is beneficial so that you know what the overall direction is, so that you can adjust your plan for execution based on that. So what I've mapped out here is what we consider to be a swing low. A swing low is a 5-candle formation with a low center candle and 2 candles to the right that are higher and 2 candles to the left that are higher. A swing high is the inverse. You have a high center candle and 2 candles to the right and the left that are lower, like this. So I'm going through each time frame and I'm identifying what the swing lows and the swing highs of each time frame. These are significant because it shows me the highest probability areas where price will likely reverse. Right? So I'll start off from the weekly. It gives me a lot of information here. I'm sure you can see the swing highs and the swing lows just by looking. Here's a high, and I'm just drawing this out now. This is not how I will mark up my chart. This is the area, swing low right here. And probably if I move this up a bit, that's better fitting, swing low. This area here is a high. I'm just pointing out where I see these areas. High, 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 swing low here. And so as I continue going down, you'll see like, okay, and actually I'll move this up. So once price made this high, you see this area was an area that it rejected from. So it dropped off from that point. It came back up, dropped off. It didn't break through this level here, but it looks like we might get some of that going on here. And so what I'm gonna do this how I do it. Today I'm using Smart Trader, and I have transitioned from Smart Trader over to I've transitioned from TradingView over to Smart Trader, and what I like about it is the smart technology, the smart Fibonacci. Let me pull down the menu so you can see smart Fibonacci, smart channel, smart trend, smart support, smart resistance, smart pivots. All of that stuff is valuable. I definitely think you should learn to do it by hand, but at the same time, being able to go through all of the Forex pairs in a matter of, 2 days, maybe not even that long. I break it up, but in a matter of a couple hours, this helps you speed through that process. So what I've done here is I've put my fib on the highest time frame that I look at for right now, which is a weekly, just to see where we are in the market. And so what it does is it finds the swing low and swing high of what we would do manually. And so I see here, I'm gonna zoom in. I see here, this is the low point. I see here, this is the high point. I see here, this is the pullback, and the pullback fell short of the 50% Fibonacci, but it is in the red zone. So I know that price was anticipated to travel to the D extension, which is where price went exactly. That was 1,300 pips away. So had I been looking at this back in May of 2020, I would have known, okay, we're bullish for the next 1,300 pips, right? And so what I see right now is the current fib. We have A, we have a B, and price has hit, let's see, we had a C, which was the 50% Fibonacci level. And I don't think, let me see what's going on here. So we haven't reached the full pips to get to the D extension, which would have been, let me just put this here, 1,684 pips starting in September of last year. Instead, we reached 1,500. So we're, what is that, about 120 pips short? And so let's see what's going on. This looks like a double top, and then we dropped off. So price still has room to go to make it to the full extension up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my my lines, and I'm going to go through and mark my extreme highs and my extreme lows. And so here, and I chose this area because this is the last high, most recent high. And I've got templates saved here so that they're color coordinated with the time frame that I'm on, so I can quickly go into my chart and just see what's happening. And so I'm also going to mark my extreme low. And so this is my weekly. Blue is my weekly. Once I do that, I drop down to the lower time frame, which is the daily. And then I look for the same thing. I'm looking for the obvious swing high and swing low. And now that I have my fibs on here, I might have to start marking up like this all the time because this makes it very easy and simple to see. Swing low and swing high identified by the Fibonacci. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in daily. And then this was the high. And what I'm looking for, I got high and then low. So this is a level here, but let me see, high, low, high. I'm going to pick one level before that. And if we look across the board, this area, let me zoom in. This area has proven to be resistance. And so you remember that price comes to a zone, not a line. For the purpose of keeping my chart clean, I don't use zones on Smart Trader. I did in TradingView, but I don't like the way they look in Smart Trader yet. And so, and if you're interested in Smart Trader, you definitely can check it out for 30 days for $4.95 by using the link below. But I see that this zone, this is the area that price reacts to. So we know that, you know, when price breaks a level, it always comes back to retest. And that means, well, it doesn't always, but when it comes back to retest, that means that you're likely going to see a continuation to the downside. And so that's what we have here. Price broke through this level, came back, retested, and then dropped off, right? And so I want to see, so we got the, what is that, daily identified. I just want to put a down fib on here to see where we are and what's happening. So we had the high, the low, the pullback at the 50% fib line, just shy of the 61.8. And I don't think we hit that D extension. Yeah, we fell short. So that was 416 pips. And the move was 460. So about 45 pips short of that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to mark off this area here as one that I'll pay attention to because this is an extension. Let me move that up. Yeah, we fell short from that. So we're on the daily, and there has been no new fib that is formed. Price went back up, touched a 50% fib, fell short, didn't have enough momentum to carry fully out to the D extension. It came back up again and tested this area. Still didn't have enough momentum to make it down, and it looks like this has actually formed a lower high. So let me go in and let me just finish my my levels. So I go down to the 4 hour, and then I've got, let's see, I have got, so I've got the high, the low, the next high, the low, the next high. So, oh, look, left. So let me drop this. Now this is perfect confluence. This zone, this is a zone. So what I was looking at as I was looking over here where my mouse is, I looked left and I saw that this was past resistance. And typically what we see is that price breaks through a level, comes back and retests as future support if the move is going to continue to the upside. So it's funny because when I went through or went down let me change this. Hold on. I'm distracted. When I went through, when I went down to the 4-hour, you see that the Fibonacci populated for this time frame. And so on this level, it looks like this was the whole fib move. So we had a B boundary, and then price did what looks to be, oh no, it didn't. Okay. And it pulled back to almost 100% of the move. And so that would have been Q. Okay. I could probably sell at least down to, 100% of the move. It looks like it was 8.6. So I probably would have planned on, a move down at least to 8.6, which was 376 pips. It fell short. So let's see. So I just put it, I just put in that level as something that I want to pay attention to. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back up to the daily, and I am going to add in my trend lines. So Smart Trader has the smart trend lines, and that's what I'm putting in now. And so you just put it between like the lowest or the highest point of a swing low, and then it goes on, you put it in, and it will put the trend line where it's supposed to be, which is what we have right here. I'm going to go ahead and extend this out so that I can see what's happening and what's going on. So on the daily, we've broken down the downtrend line. So that to me signifies a move down. And then also, if we look in this current fib, so it looks like we had a B formation, and then we got a little baby pullback, not even to the 23.6, and so price stalled at the 118 and the 127, and then we had a pullback again to the 23.6. So we haven't even touched the 38.2, the 61.8, none of that yet. And so these are shallow retracements that are happening. So price still has, let me mark this area off too, because this is important. This zone here, which is where we already identified as being important. This is important because this is on the daily, the 38.2. And so we know that when price makes shallow retracements, that it tends to stall out, not have enough momentum to carry through to reach the 618, the extension, which is all the way here. And so when I look at this, what I'm seeing is that I would like to see, I would like to see price at least come back to the 38.2 before we see if it's going to continue up. It could make a deeper retracement. It could come to the 50%, the 61.8. But looking at structure, this is the area that I would anticipate price would come to before deciding if it was going to make a move up. As I mentioned before, it could come as deep as a 61.8 pullback before making the continuation to the upside. So I think the overall initial target we haven't reached yet. So we could trade safely to the 38.2 before seeing price make a reaction, which is why I say trade safely to the initial target, which would be 38.2. If you get in at a good position, you can definitely take this trade a little bit further down and manage it. Just break even, bring your stop loss to break even. And, if you want to continue to trade down, you can, should price give you the indication that that's the way that it's going. So what I'm looking at here, and I'm just going to go down to a couple different lower time frames to see. Now see, let me see. So a new fib has not formed yet. This is interesting. Are we on our way back up? Let me see. I think the target is still here. I think we still got to come back down on GBPUSD before making a move up. We're what? That's 316 pips. Should it take off from there? But I want to see where we are. So bear with me. This is a level here. Let me bring this to the front. Oh, Lord. Because I don't have anything clicked. Okay. So I'm going to bring this here, and then I'm going to move this. This is a level up. And so if this proves to be support, I could see price potentially traveling here. But let me see. I wonder why I didn't get, where's my fib, smart fib? Here we go. Okay. There we go. So this fib matches the zone, the D extension. What I'm looking at right now, is the current fib. And so price is currently here. We have a B formation, and price is trying to find a C. And so looking at structure, like I could see this level, the 61.8 potentially being the D extension, or excuse me, the 61.8 being the pullback level. And if you, let me adjust. I could see price making its way to this level here, and then dropping off to reach this daily 38.2. That's what I could see happening. And just looking at structure, like when I say structure, I'm looking at this is past support. This is support. This is support. This is support. So price has broken through now. And if it respects this level, I can see us making the move to the downside. So this is 300, almost 400 pips. This zone is where I want to see price go. But let me look and let me see something else. Let me clean this up just a little. And I'm going to get rid of this zone. And price looks to be making, let's see. That's what I'm hoping to see. We shall see though. This makes sense. It could come back to the 618. And so what I would do just on a lower time frame to watch and see if I get, oh, here we go. That's it. I'm just going to change this over. What I'm drawing is a trend line just to see if I get a break and a backside retest. I am on the 4 hours, so I'm just going to draw these time frames on, these trend lines on each of the time frames. So I'm going to draw this one as well. I'm looking for a break and a backside retest before I would enter. But this looks like it's still going up. Let's see. So it looks like I missed. That looks like the entry was over here, but that really wasn't a convincing break, a bearish break on the 1 hour. It wasn't sharp. It's kind of like sideways-ish. But what I would be looking for in order, we might see price push up, and then I'll want to see a break, a backside retest. So kind of like what I've drawn out here, but to get just a little bit more specific, let me change this back over. So this may come up, and then what I want to see is a break, and then a backside retest of the trend line, which will be here. And then after the break and the pullback, after the break, and then the pullback, I'd be looking to short. At least for the next 378 pips, I think is what I said. So I think this is still correcting. I think it's still pulling back. I think it has to, if it's going to stay here, it's going to test that area again. That's my thought. Not saying that this will be exactly what happens, but that's my thought. I would want to see it come back and test this area again, and then I'd be looking on lower time frames for a break at the trend line, a retest, and an entry for the move down to finish out and reach the daily 38.2. Those are my thoughts on GBPUSD. I am interested and curious on your bias of this pair. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If this video was helpful to you, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in joining a group of traders, learning some information about trading, you'll want to check out our Facebook group, which is no cost. The link is in the description below. Just complete the form and you'll get an email on how to access the group. And then if you're looking for a more personalized experience and want like mentorship, you're definitely welcome to explore that option too. There's a link below the video for that also. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will catch you next week.